This is a video to help you with sequence problems. The problem starts, for each problem, make a table for the first 6 numbers of the sequence where the term number is x and the sequence is y. Find the equation or rule of the sequence and give the 20th number of the sequence. I'm going to show you a couple examples on how to do all these problems. The first one I'm going to start with is the sequence 6, 8, 10. So it asks you to make a table for the first 6 numbers in the sequence, and then you have to find the rule and then give the 20th number. So to start off with the table, I'm going to start off by making the table and writing down x and y. So I always start that by writing down x and y, x and y. Now I'm going to write the first, second, third numbers because that's what I have. I have 6, 8, and 10. But then I also have to give the first 6 numbers. So I need the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th numbers of that sequence. Since I'm going up by 2 each time, I know the next three numbers are 12, 14, and 16. If I wanted to know the number that came before that 6, it would be 2 less than 6, or 4. And I'm going to write that down because that's going to help me get the equation for the sequence. And then I also want to find the 20th number. So on my table, I'm going to put 3 dots, meaning it's going to continue all the way up to the 20th number. And then below that 20 is where I'm going to put the 20th number. Now, to find the rule for these sequences, I always start my rules out by writing y equals, because they're always finding what the sequence is equal to. Okay, y equals means the sequence is equal to what? Since I'm going up by 2 each time, I know that I have to multiply my x by 2. But if I put in a 1 for x, 2 times 1 is 2, but I need to be 6. 2 times 2 is 4, but I need to be 8. 2 times 3 is 6, but I need to be 10. I'm always 4 short. So how I have to tweak the sequence is I'm going to add 4. Now it's going to work for every number that I have down there. If x is 0, 2 times 0 plus 4 is 4. If x is 1, 2 times 1 plus 4 is 6. If x is 5, 2 times 5 is 10 plus 4 is 14. If x is 6, 2 times 6 is 12 plus 4 is 16. So it's going to work for any number. So that's how I find my rule. I find out how much it's going up by each time, and then I'd find the number that would come before the first number in the sequence. How much it's going up by each time is what I multiply by x, and the number that came before the first number is what I add to the sequence. Now, to find the 20th number, I got to put a 20 in for x. 2 times 20 is 40, plus 4 is 44. If I did a problem like that, I would get all the points for that test. But not all sequence problems are, sometimes they're a little bigger numbers and a little bit trickier. We're going to try the same one again here. We're going to try a little bit different one. The next sequence that I have is going to be 25, 29, 33. So I make my table, and when I'm making my table, I'm thinking, how much am I going up by each time? So I write down my x and my y, and I put my 1, 2, and third number is 25, 29, 33. But I also have to give my 4th, 5th, 6th, and 20th. And actually, I need to find the one that would come before 25. Since I'm going up by 4 each time, I know my equation starts y equals 4x. Now I have to figure what I add to it. So what I do to add to it would be the number that's 4 less than 25. Well, 25 minus 4 is 21, so I'm going to be plus 21. So far that works pretty well, so then I can put the rest of the numbers in here. 21, 37, I'm counting up by 4s, 41, 45, and then to find the 20th number, I'm going to take 4 times 20 plus 21. Well, 4 times 20, is 80, plus 21 is 101. And that's how I do that. The next one, same sort of thing. I'm going to do about 3 more for them, and then I'm going to give you guys some practice ones to do work on. So there's my x and my y. I'm going to go from 0 this time. It just makes it easier. And I know I'm going up 4, 8, 12. Well, I know I'm going up by 4 each time, so I know it starts at 4, y equals 4x. 4 less than 4 is going to be 0, so I'm going to add 0 to it. So it's 4x plus 0. Then I can continue adding 4, 16, 20, 24. Now to find the 20th number, I'm going to take 4 times 20, which is 80, and then add 0, so I still get 80. Now, some of you might say, well, why did I have to add the plus 0? Because it really doesn't change it. It really doesn't. So I could have written the equation as y equals 4x for that problem. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more problems, and then I'm going to give you guys some time to do the next 2. And in order to take the test, 4 sequences to retake the test, you have to show Mr. Petterson that you can do those problems. So the next problem, here I go. X and y, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See if you can do it. If you want to write along, that would be great. So I'm going to write down 5, 14, 23. Well, I'm going up by 9 each time here, so the next 3 numbers would be 32, 41, and 50. Now the tricky part, since I'm going up by 9 each time, I know my equation starts y equals 9x. But this one's a little bit confusing. I can't get 9 less than 5 unless I go to negative numbers. So I've got to go to a negative number here. So 9 less than 5, 5 gets down to 0, and I need another 4, so it's going to be negative 4. So I'm going to just write down 9x minus 4. And that's the equation for that. Again, the number that I multiply, or the number that's under the 0, is what I add or subtract to it. The amount it goes up each time is what I multiply x by. Now to find the 20th number, 9 times 20. Well, I do 9 times 2, that's 18, so 9 times 20 is 180. Minus 4 is 176. And then I have one last one to do, and then you'll have a couple to do before you can take the test. You have to show it to Mr. Petterson. So I put my x and my y down. Okay, this one is 103, 101, 99. Whoa, this is a little bit different. Now this one I'm going down by 2 each time. I'm going minus 2, minus 2, minus 2. The number before 103 then would be 105. And I keep on going down 97, 95, 93. To find the equation, when I went up by 9, I multiplied x by positive 9. When I went up by 4, I multiplied x by positive 4. Now I'm going down by 2, so I'm going to multiply x by negative 2. So it's going to start y equals negative 2x, which is right here, and then I have to add that 105 again. Same thing, just a little bit different. Now when I take a negative 2 times 20, well 2 times 20 is 40, but a negative times a positive is negative, so it's negative 40. So I have negative 40 and 105. So if I have negative 40 plus 105, well, let me get it over there. There you go. Negative 40 plus 105, they work against each other. The positive wins the battle, so I know my answer is going to be positive, and it wins by 65. So my 20th number is 65. Okay, now you guys have 2 to practice on. You can stop the tape now, and you need to do these and show Mr. Petterson that you can do these, and then you'll be able to take the test. Remember to make the table for the first 6 numbers, write an equation, and find the 20th number of that sequence.